Welcome to Max's Garage Mahal. Today's video is about these U-channels and the bolts on the Big Dog Alpha and the Hustler Raptor. That when you hit something with your deck, a lot of the times these U-channels can spread apart because the bolt has been forced so far out that it bends the channels out and allows the bolts to drop out. So we're going to go over a couple of things that will help you not necessarily solve the problem, but keep the problem from happening so often or possibly not at all. And one of the things I've done is place, and you can see up front, I'm using white right now instead of yellow for these demonstration purposes. And what I'm using here is, and something I use a lot, is HDPE plastic. HDPE plastic. That stands for high density polyurethane. This stuff is used in a lot of industries and a lot of various things throughout the world. One of the things that I'm most familiar with, of course, is bushings, washers. It's used primarily, or not necessarily primarily, but it's used a lot in the racing world, where they use it to skirt the side of a car, part of the nose pieces, part of the tail ends. In some racing, like dirt car racing, dirt track racing, they'll use it for fenders and tops and quarter panels. And it doesn't have a memory. You can shear it, you can cut it, you can rip it, but it's very, very seldom that you do that because the stuff is so resilient. It's just really a wonderful product. Now, the reason why I did what I did here is to take the slack out of this bolt right here. And I've got this deck up right now on a block of wood. And that's to relieve the pressure on these bolts for the time being. This product right here, these are not what the product looks like when I have them for my customers. They're generally round. And you know, to be honest with you, the round ones are much more pleasing to the eye. Thing of it is, by these things being oblong, it actually gives you a little bit of a finger tip movement here, or grip, to be able to get this in so that the bolt can slide through it, or the pin. So I'm going to show you how easily this is to do. I'm going to do it on the rear of the deck, which is under the fender and inside the fender, about 11 inches or so on this particular mower. So I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. You just take the deck and you block it up where it has some slack here in the bolt and the pin, and then you just unlatch and pull the pin out. Lay the pin over there, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these in on the nearest side. We're going to use two of these. These are approximately 75 thousandths in thickness. That's a little over a 1/16 of an inch. Two of them makes about an 1/8 inch, and it takes about 5/16 of an inch to remove the slack from this bolt head moving back and forth. Let me see if you can see that. And you want to make sure when you put these in that you leave a little slack. That way it has room to operate this way as well as this way. So, and I want to show you something. I normally keep my mower very clean, and this is like the fourth video, I think, that I haven't washed it, and that's for all you clean mower haters out there. So that's about to abruptly come to end, because it's my OCD is telling me it really needs a good bath. So you'll probably see a clean mower in the next video. With that said, let's go ahead and get these in. I'm going to show you just how easy this is. and you snap the pin. By the way, while I was in there, I just noticed this hard packed grass. And I blow this mower off even though it hasn't been washed. I blow this thing off really well. A lot of high pressure air, and I make sure I pointed at all the locations throughout the mower. I always blow this out, this belt cover. And for you that can see this belt cover, you know that, and if you're on any of the lawnmower forums, you know that this old belt cover came about probably 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. And it was inspired by a friend of mine, Tom, and his YouTube channel. You need to go by his YouTube channel and take a look. He's done some really good lawnmower, especially on the Hustler Raptor SD series. He's done some really good videos on oil changes and hydraulic fluid changes, the things that you're interested in. And the name of his channel is Enjoy the Sun 577 Jersey. So you go by and see him and say hello and subscribe if you would. So the point I'm making about this hard packed grass, this stuff gets in these closed up belt covers, and they have a tendency to pack up so tightly in there that it can start burning your belt. It can even get so hard and so packed, not only does it burn the belt, sometimes it can make the belt jump off or get cut by the edge of the pulley because it rides up on this hard packed grass and in the groove of the pulley down here until it builds up, and the belt actually has nowhere to ride. And the belts, of course, they actually don't ride on the bottom, they ride on the sides. They're at an angle. So make sure you clean out all these pivot points, and when you're putting these in, you're going to find there's probably some down there in yours. Okay, enough of the belt covers. So this HDPE plastic, I use that for many things. And on the Lawnmower series that we're doing now, this is just one of the things. And I'll show you how little movement you'll now have back and forth when I take this deck and put it back off the block. It'll allow these bolts to have all the pressure then back on the pins and the bolts. Now, here's another reason why you want to do this. So you've got a bolt in here, and with no washers on either side, you've got a U-channel like this that allows this to move back and forth. It even tries to turn. And the idea with this is that so it goes straight up and down, not to turn, because as it turns, the pin that goes through this bolt head, as it turns, the bolt head is beginning to wear on that sharp shoulder that comes through here. That shoulder is going to be sharp on either side, and as that pin goes through, it's going to start wearing into the pin. Now the pin is hardened, the bolt is relatively hard, but hardened and dirt, the dirt acts like a grinding agent, sort of like sandpaper or carborundum. So you want to make sure that you put these spacers in there. And one of the real reasons why I like to use this HDPE in a situation like this is it's not a metal. It doesn't wear the U-channels, and it doesn't wear the side of that bolt. And also, since it's not metal, it doesn't rust. And then the rust with a washer, if you put a washer in, metal washer, or aluminum washer is very soft and will have a tendency to wear, and that aluminum can also create a wear factor. So this HDPE plastic, race car plastic I like to call it, has a tendency to keep the drainage when you do wash or you mowing wet grass. It allows the moisture to drip away, and it doesn't cause the parts to rust. So that's very important. And by the way, we do make some products I want to tell you about. We make this, and I know you've seen it. I'm not even going to show it to you right now. I normally would, but I'm not going to today. I make a deck scallop block off plate, and that thing is really a joy to work with and to mow with. and I never even put down the deflector chute anymore. So if you're interested in one of those things, they are $29.95, and that's shipped anywhere in the continental USA. We make these washers here, and we make them in the yellow like we make the it's not Hustler yellow, I have to tell you that. It's the only yellow I could get the race car material in. So it's race car yellow, but when you put them in, if you notice that there's any wear and tear in there, you'll see as those things, if they ever do wear out, you would see it because they are yellow. You can get it in this white if you prefer. I'm going to start making them instead of in round. I think I'm going to start production in these rectangular, because as you saw, I think it took me about 18 seconds on putting this in before the video, and it took me probably 30 seconds this time. So consequently, the rectangular does help. The round ones probably take 30 seconds to a minute to do, because they're hard to fiddle with, but they are worth it because they do. And I'm going to move the deck now. It still allows the deck to move, but instead of moving 1.5 inches, 2 inches, now it's going to move probably 1 inch total, and that's half and half. So it's going to help you out. It's going to probably create it does for me, creates a much smoother, much more carpet-like look in the yard. So this is going to bring the video to an end. There are some things that I put on the mower that I probably ought to show you real quickly, and I might even demonstrate it. It depends on how much time I got on this video. Let me get over here and I'll show it to you. Alright, let's go right up here. We'll zero in. If you can see that little red spot, that is a light, tail light. So those things are really neat. They are a strobe light. So we'll demonstrate that just a moment. Give me a second and we'll get right to it. Okay guys, I hope you like that. That's the strobe lights that we've got for sale. They mount really easily. They've got a mounting bracket already on them. All you have to do is just place them on an existing bolt if you have one. If you don't, you can put a bolt in and a couple of nuts on it to lock them in place. And man, they really look good. They really are bright. Doesn't take any special switches. All you need is a power supply and a switch to turn them off and on. And you can run them through your ignition switch, which I don't really advise, because you don't want to leave them on. Of course, it's not likely you leave your ignition switch on if you have these lights flashing. Now, I've only got this operating off of a little remote control battery for an airplane, and it does a pretty good job, as you can see how bright they were. And this pair of lights right here, they really, let me see if I can get you a zero in on them here. Well, let's see. I'm not too good at this thing. This camera really don't like to work for me that well. But there it is. And it's a good looking little light too, by the way. Looks good. It's not really ostentatious. It doesn't take up much room, as you can see as we back up here. Takes up very little room. I've got it mounted to the seat belt bolt, and I think it looks really, really good. So we'll have those on the sale site, MAXSGARAJMAHAL.com. It's there. We don't have any products in it yet. We're still laying those out along with the headlights. So we hope that we'll have all this put together for you real well, so that you can buy the lights, each individual part separately, or you can buy them in packages to anywhere from just the lights alone, the switches, if you want to get the wiring harness. So all you have to do is just lay it out, slip it into place. We have those, and we'll have all this stuff available for you probably next 8 to 10 days, maybe less. And package prices, individual prices, shipping, I will probably do included. And that way all you gotta do is just pay for this stuff. So, and I said I wasn't gonna show you this, but you know what, I'm here. That thing right there, guys, if you have a Raptor series lawnmower and you mow with this chute deflector up, get one of these, guys. This thing helps keep you from getting a leg in here. If you notice, I'm gonna put my leg right up against that. And without, a lot of people are cutting this bar out right here. If you cut that bar out, that lets a leg go all the way in past the outside of your ankle. That would take a foot completely off. This gives you a little modicum of safety, and as you can see, it doesn't have a memory. It will pop right back. I have beat the dickens out of it just for testing purposes. And even if you don't buy mine, make you one, get something on there to protect that blade from you, or you from that blade. So anyway, it is available. It's $29.95 for a pair, or for one of these, and that's shipping included. So we appreciate you coming by Max's Garage Mahal and taking a look at the old Raptor SD, which is also the same as the XL Industries Big Dog Alpha series, and they're both great mowers. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification button, and share with as many people as you can. And let's grow this channel and help support it by buying the products. We have a line of caps coming out, and t-shirts, and some hoodies, and all that stuff. Had a few people ask for them, so I'm going to try to provide them. It's not like, you know, I'm a big deal, but we want our Max's Garage Mahal mob to be a big deal. We want to grow it as large as we can, and start having meets and just having a good time with each other, and have a cookout here and there, and maybe some lawnmower races. Who's up for a lawnmower race? Put it down here in the comments, and then let's have some lawnmower races, some lawnmower shows. Let's have some lawn mowing exhibitions. See who can mow the grass with the most artistic manner, and such as that. So we appreciate you coming by. Please subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notifications, share, and thank you for coming by Max's Garage Mahal. Y'all come back and see me now. You hear?